How did it get to this? My God.
Be careful, because y'all might be looking at a charge, too.
I need Zach to know that he was wrong. So you just gonna leave him up at the jail?
Every second he's in there is gonna drive him crazy.
I want him to learn his lesson.
I was gonna say suffer.
Oh, okay. Let me just say, I did not catch this when I did my trailer breakdown, nor did I catch it in my first two videos based on the trailer. The one I posted about Fatima worked my last nerve, and will Fatima apologize to Zach for lying to him about Jeremiah? And I don't know what, I was actually beginning to edit my season 3 trailer breakdown. And when I looked at a specific scene to grab, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get that photo where it looks like Connie and Fatima are in a hospital. Because I'm like, yeah, this is obviously when Jeremiah is discovered to be alive, not dead. And this is how Zach gets out of jail. And it didn't hit me until I went back and listened to what Fatima said. I need him to know what he did was wrong. So you're just going to leave him up at the jail? So, I mean, initially, when I first saw the trailer, I'm like, oh yeah, this is, you know, the whole thing about Fatima letting Zach handle this himself. She's done all she can, so, you know, she's done. Let me just say right now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Because if my theory of how this plays out comes to pass, Fatima's officially on my SHIT list in terms of I do not care what this, kind of like with Connie, and I remember I said at the beginning of the season, I don't like her because she was the one that got this Jeremiah crap started in the first place with the life insurance policy. And I said it doesn't matter what she does to quote unquote redeem herself as season 3 goes on, it all goes back to her because she didn't want that responsibility. And she knew Jeremiah would crash out. However, if she is proactively trying to get Zach out of jail, and I hate to even say this next part, because it seems to me that despite Connie taking Fatima to the hospital after the events of the leaked episode, which I believe is episode 12, it almost seems like even if Fatima, if I'm right about this, remember, if I'm right about this, it seems that even if Connie takes Fatima to the hospital and Jeremiah is still there in bed alive, she has the evidence right in front of her to go down to the jail, tell the law enforcement, and then they can release Zach. Yet it seems to me, and again, this is just me trying to put together the clues, and I hope I'm wrong, but does Fatima want to keep Zach in jail despite knowing he's innocent in order to teach him a lesson? Let me just say that again. If it turns out that Connie takes Fatima to the hospital, because remember in the leaked episode, Connie's like, no, Zach ain't killed Jeremiah. Yeah, he roughed him up and everything, and he was pretty banged up when me and Nate took him to the hospital, but killed him? No, that doesn't make sense. Which honestly doesn't make sense in context of episode 10, because remember, Nate and Connie were at the hospital when, what was it called? Code Blue. And Nate thought that, wait a minute, is that Jeremiah's room? And we never really got follow up on that, because the next morning, the cop showed up and arrested Zach. But it's like, so what happened to Connie and Nate? Because it doesn't make sense. But regardless, if Fatima finds out that Jeremiah is still alive, Zach got arrested and is locked up for Jeremiah's murder, and she has the proof to go save her man, yet she chooses not to do so in order to teach a lesson, I'm done with her. I mean, we know Zach does get out. I mean, there is that scene where I believe it's Nate, Tony, and Connie, where he's like, look, every second he's up in there is going to drive him crazier. But, you know, if Connie and them go up there and, you know, I mean, honestly, I don't really see why they would need Fatima to do this. If Connie knows, then, you know, she can just go over there. But I guess because, you know, Fatima works at the law firm and everything, she could probably call somebody. But I swear that if she's on that hypocritical, self-righteous BS where Zach has to learn a lesson, so you are purposefully letting him stay behind lock and key, she's no worse than Karen getting Zach arrested in season 2 when she believed that Zach stole her credit card and ran up a $5,000 bill without proof. Yeah, the charges were made under his name, but Sabrina said, look, I got a friend who works at, a different branch of the bank. We can try to track your card, usage, and just give me a day or two. And then come to find out, after Zach had already been arrested, Sabrina said, oh yeah, my girl gave me the footage because apparently the person using your card has been, trying to use that ATM, so the camera will show who did it. And it turned out it wasn't Zach at all. And then Karen was looking stupid because Zach said that was a pivotal moment when he knew they couldn't be together, because you'll always think the worst of me. It's like, you'll think you thought I stole from you when you had me locked up. It was in that moment I knew I could never go back to you. So I'm tripping on the fact that if this is true and Fatima finds out and yet still doesn't want to do anything to help Zach, and let's say Connie or somebody tells her, I'll be done with her ass. Because this is completely inexcusable. And I don't want to hear it. Well, Jeremy, you saw how Zach crashed out. He does need to learn a lesson. If the freaking roles, as Zach says so poetically, keep that same energy, Fatima. If the roles were reversed, and let's say Deja got Fatima arrested for crashing out and destroying her apartment during her birthday party, or when she, took that bat and wailed on a party guest's car and whatnot. Do you know how much crap Zach would catch if he did exactly what was happening to him right now because Fatima finds out the truth? Now, let's say Angela was the one, Zach, come on, you gotta help Fatima because, Deja was doing this, that, and this, and she had to be violating some sort of, some regulations on the lease. Like, can't you look at it? Look, there's nothing I can do. Fatima, she just crashes out too much. She's pulling knives on people. She's taking people and beating them out of hot tubs. And yeah, it's like she needs to calm down. But what about when you destroyed Belinda's apartment? This ain't about me. That's because y'all lied to me. I had a reason to do it, but Fatima needs to learn. So you're not going to help her? No, she needs to learn this lesson. Again, imagine if the freaking roles were reversed. But like I said before, I hope and pray I am wrong. But based on my dissection of the trailer, it seems that regardless of knowing her man is innocent of murder, she is willing to let him stay locked up when she has the proof to free this man just because she wants him to learn a lesson. Fuck Fatima, man. If I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, oops, my bad. I said it, but this definitely seems to be pointing in that direction. This is some BS, and I'm done with the character if this is the route they're going to take her. Good God.